American Trucking Association's president and CEO. The backdrop, of course, all of this is it's hard to find truckers to get the stuff to stores, and that invariably could lead to higher prices as well. So, Chris, how big a worry is it right now that we can't find enough truckers?
Well, it is a problem. It's been a problem. The truck driver shortage, technician shortage. We've got to hire over 1 million people over the next 10 years, most of them drivers and technicians.
There is a trucker shortage, a shortage of truck drivers. I think it's because it's hard to find people who have a clean license, you know, drinking and smoking dope and all the rest of it. Am I right?
You are right, and it's putting a lot more demand. The economy is great, but it also brings to the surface issues that we've known about for quite some time, which is the driver shortage.
This also comes down to the driver shortage. You believe it or you don't believe it. It's a fact.
I do not buy the idea that there's not enough American truck drivers. To the contrary, there are enough American truck drivers to meet the demands that we have in this country. This was concocted in a way to allow people to come into our country to get licenses, commercial driver's licenses unlawfully, and then get behind the wheel.
A company can't hire someone and then do so knowing that they can't speak English. Huge problem. They should go through their own instruction course to make sure you have a well-qualified driver. And by the way, if you don't do that well, your insurance rates go through the roof. So we're going to hold them to account. I also think we have to take a look at the shippers, the people who load up these rigs and send them across the country. I also think we have to take a look at the shippers, the people who load up these rigs and send them across the country. There's a lot of interaction between the shipper and the trucker. And if you can't speak English, I think those shippers should be held to account to say, listen, I'm not going to put my load on that truck with that driver because they're breaking the law.
We have a lot of levers to pull, so we'll be watching, and I know that you've already pulled some of those levers, but watching for those other levers to be pulled against companies or, for example, the state of California.
One of the reasons that so many non-citizens are driving big rigs on American roads is because, as truck driving companies report, there's a shortage of people who are wanting to take these jobs. They're very long-haul jobs, very intense. They involve long hours. Sometimes the pay may not be as competitive. So given that shortfall of American workers to take those jobs, what is the Trump administration doing to skill up those workers to create that domestic labor supply? And if you start enforcing these rules strictly, are you concerned that the absence of non-citizens is going to lead to shortages in truck driving that will then affect supply chains, transportation networks, etc.?
I think it's a fantastic question. And I think you have different data than I have. There's a lot of Americans who want to get behind the wheel of a big rig. These are and have been really great paying jobs. But when you will bring someone in who doesn't have a driver's license, they'll drive that truck for a much lower rate. Or someone who unlawfully got their license, they'll drive that rig for a much lower rate. And so what's happened in the industry is they've driven the prices down. And a lot of companies that have been around for a very long time are now starting to go out of business. So I do not buy the idea that there's not enough American truck drivers. To the contrary, there are enough American truck drivers to meet the demands that we have in this country. This was concocted in a way to allow people to come into our country to get licenses, commercial driver's licenses unlawfully, and then get behind the wheel. And I don't think that that's the appropriate approach. We have a long history of great American truck drivers who, by the way, they're almost like our air traffic controllers or our pilots. They take their jobs very seriously. What they do on American roads, they think is of utmost importance because it's not just their lives, it's the lives of the people around them on our highways and freeways that they're concerned about every single day. Great professionals. And so I think you'll see American truck drivers fill the space when we do what's right and take out these unlawful drivers. And just a side note, never should we compromise safety. Never should we say we should put an unqualified driver in a big rig, an 18-wheeler, and set them loose on our roads and think that that's a great solution. You've seen the videos. People die when we do that. That is not the answer. It is to, if you need more drivers, make the case. Tell people how great the industry is, how much you can make in a year by driving a truck. And it will be met with, I think, a number of applicants if we need those new truck drivers to come in. So I feel very confident that if we're able to take out the unlawful, untrained, non-English speaking drivers, we will not have an issue on our roadways. We will not have issues with our deliveries. Our products will move, but they'll move safer because we have better drivers who are driving those big rigs, who have legal licenses and can actually speak the English language. With that, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
This is killing our industry. People like this, Mexican drivers operating in America, taking our loads. 2 of theirs, 1 more.
So with all the bad companies out there, where's all the good companies at? Well, right here, TRC Freight. I've been telling you guys about TRC Freight for how many years now? What makes us better is that we're transparent, okay? You negotiate your load, you get the rate con. Sometimes we book a load for you. Guess what you get? The rate con. If you book a load for $1,000, you get 88% of that $1,000. We don't mess with the logs here. If you have hours, you have hours. If you don't have hours, you don't have hours. We're not going to go and sit there and says, hey, Mr. Joe Bob truck driver, we're going to change your hours. We're going to need you to run 20 hours on this load. We don't do that here. We are an American company, ran right here in the United States of America. We have United States citizens. When you call us, you're calling us United States citizen. Okay, that's big today. I'm just sitting there saying, okay, and the owner of TRC Freight is a Marine. You just don't mess with Marines, okay? There's some patriotic son of guns. I'm just sitting there telling you. Listen, if you want to find out more about us, give us a holler. TRC Freight, trcandme.com is our website. 88% full transparency. We don't hide anything from you. You come over here, you know what you're getting. And I'm telling you right now, we're Americans over here. That means something. trcandme.com.